Okay, guys, so there's a lot of material I gotta cover. So, with that being said, I'm gonna do this in segments and we're gonna move along with all the updates that I'm gonna express in this video. So, bear with me. First things first, I'm gonna be at CEO this year. So, I'm so excited. That's pretty much my vacation for the summer. I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna ride out with my crew and do the thing. And what I mean do the thing is, I'm gonna be indulging in this nice buffet plate right here. I'm gonna play some Third Strike. Third Strike, I do play it in a tournament setting. I progressively played it every year for a bit, and I'm getting better at it. And I feel like this game is highly appreciated, and I feel like I just have to continue with it and just get on the grind and get better each time. CVS 2, amazing game. I have a team already, but I feel like I need more time. So this time I'm going to sit it out, not play in the tournament, but I'm going to play it in a casual setting. But let's talk about the elephant in the room, which is this right here. Avatar Legends of Fighting game. So about that, I've been eagerly awaiting for the release to come out, and there's plenty of news that's came out since I played the beta. I really enjoyed the game, and I'm going to express more thoughts and discussions based on this material. So I will reveal more tidbits of info about how I'm going to go forward with this game. But with that being said, we're going to move on to the next thing, which is going to be this.
It is time for a new era. I'll do the world a favor today. No words.
Oh, she had it coming. She had it coming. People were like putting her on the pedestal and say like she's the best in the game.
Tyrants have ruled for so long. The roots of rebellion spread far into the past.
You leave me no choice. Time for your judgment.
Nod to the show.
The Red Lotus will restore.
Kata and Ginyu? Hold up. Nah, this man's might be broken right now. Hold up. Hold up. How is that gonna work? Mingwan's nasty.
The revolution has already begun.
Okay. A bit weak sauce on the super, but okay. What? That's the sickest assist in my opinion.
You can't fight both me and yourself at the same time.
Oh my. Yeah, he went through all the assists.
You think your power has limits. I say it's limitless. You will be the last.
Hold up. So, my man's did his most infamous thing in the show, and my speculation was I didn't express this, but I thought it was gonna be like a command grab type of deal or his grab to do it. But it kind of makes sense. They added his um dome thing with the air to make it like his super. It's like a finality thing. It's like you're doomed. It's like you're dead. It's like GG's, all done. Wow, hats off to them.
Avatar. Our path is a righteous one.
Pretty sick. All right, so check this out. This is the other thing I want to talk about is where you see it says pre-order now. Obviously, I already pre-ordered it. I pre-ordered the deluxe edition. Um, I have it on Steam. I'm just gonna play it on Steam. Period. PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and also coming to Nintendo Switch. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Nintendo Switch is in the game as well. When I mean in the game is they have copies coming out of the game, not just for the Switch 2, but for the Switch 1. Now, this is where it gets crazy. Um, One thing I gotta express is I love physical media, and I don't like the practices that Sony is currently doing when it comes to physical media with um, Sony in that regard. They're getting a lot of backlash based on this. And there's a picture I got to show, which is of main interest to me. And it's this. So you can see here, I believe this was at Evo when they revealed this. Like you see this physical stack over here. And if you look carefully, you can see it says Nintendo Switch 2, Nintendo Switch 1, and PS5 and for Xbox. Now, this is what's going to pique my interest on this material right here. This is going to be very interesting what I'm going to express to you guys. Guess which copy that I really want. Take a wild guess. I'm going to tell you. It's the Nintendo Switch 1 version. I want them to do an analysis like Digital Foundry to see how the graphics and the gameplay compares to the other versions to see how it comes out. Because I don't have a PS5. I don't have an Xbox Series X. I don't have a Nintendo Switch 2, but I do have a Nintendo Switch 1. So I want them to do comparisons based on what the Nintendo Switch version can bring. In my opinion, it's one of the best versions because besides the Nintendo Switch 2, because you could take it with you on the go, and if you want to play matches and do all that stuff, you got it there, man. You play it anywhere you want. And again, is just a wait and see type of deal, and we have to see what it brings to the table. That really has my interest. And speaking of which, since this video comes out on the week of Avatar, I'm excited for this as well. Avatar Aang, The Last Airbender, the film comes out. I know it got leaked, and a lot of people who saw the leaks has already seen the movie. And there was a short time window of releases coming out in theaters. I have not seen the film, so I'm gonna watch it on Paramount Plus. It comes out July 25th, so I'm looking forward to that. Like to expand the lore of Avatar, and I'm also aware that they do have like the comics and that type of stuff. I might get into that as well, and yeah, that's something I'm definitely looking forward to. Okay, to go off on that note, I'm gonna wing it from here. So I'm not gonna show a lot of material at this part. I'm just gonna talk straight from my dome, essentially. And I seen a lot of videos and a lot of footage. I seen Maximilian Dudes stream, and I seen some other YouTubers that have early access, and it showed a few things about the last characters revealed for the base roster of the game of Avatar Legends of Fighting Game. And I feel it's only appropriate that I should talk about how I feel about the characters revealed and what I feel about it and if I'm willing to play them or not. And as well as what I'm going to do going forward in terms of CEO and playing this game long term and other thoughts I may have in my mind. So with that being said, we're going to move on to the next thing, which is this. I catered this myself basically. I could have just put the whole roster. If you guys want me to talk about Kyoshi, I'm not going to talk about Kyoshi. The material's out there. I think she's cool. She's a towering presence. And is definitely somebody not to be trifled with. So probably I'll play her. You never know. So these are the three that were revealed as well in the roster. And we saw some footage on Maximilian's Dude's video. And there's other footage out there of some players who got early access. As of today, I'm filming the day before release. That there is Avatar State Aang, Nightmare Korra, and Ozai. So I'm gonna go buy. I'm gonna go buy them. Well, of course I'm buying the game. What I'm trying to say is, I'm gonna go buy one by one with these characters and how I feel about them because Twitter is lately 50-50 about it, and like other people are commenting about it, and this is what I think. So I'm gonna go off like this. So basically, what I see is Avatar State Aang is basically a much more um lenient type Aang that uses more of like a force build type of thing that uses all the elements besides besides air. You get to see him utilize earth, water, and fire as well, which is really cool to widen his arsenal. But one thing that needs to be discussed is his super in the game. So basically his super uh I wouldn't say his super one, but his ultimate, because there's two supers in the game for each character. His ultimate is actually something that comes out in season 1, and it shouldn't be given to him. I believe that the Avatar State Aang should have the super of the base Aang, if that makes sense. And it's a cool super regardless, and he's really cool as he is. It's just that I feel that more work could have been done with him, and I think he's pretty cool. He's definitely a force to be reckoned with if used properly and all that. But again, I might pick him up and play him, so you never know. And then the next character I want to talk about is Nightmare Korra. So this is an interesting notion that I realized, or should I say observation. Nightmare Korra apparently has to have chains around her arms. In the Maximilian Dude stream, this might be a Mandela type effect. She doesn't have the chains on her arms, and in the character roster screen, when you see her, she doesn't have the chains on her arms. She's hunched over, as you see there. And I'm questioning, is she going to have the chains along with the gameplay? She probably will have it. And from what I'm seeing is Nightmare Korra has some really cool moves and has like massive amounts of evasion compared to the latter form of her. I believe she's more speedy than her base form. Based on speed, what I mean by that is she is able to teleport essentially, which is pretty broken. And the teleport is not so obvious once she performs that move. It's like she disappears from one and reappears. It's not like me who plays Third Strike that you play Akuma teleport and you see like the after images as he moves. No, but with her, you just see a gust and it just appears out of wherever. And not much footage was shown in the stream. I did see some in another YouTuber's video, which I'm not gonna mention, but it was pretty interesting, and people were pointing it out on like the angle, how she attacks, and all that is pretty ambiguous, and that some people might get thrown off by that. The fact being that this game has no anti-airs for who knows what apparent reason is one of the biggest arguments that this game has. Moving right along, we're going to talk about Ozai. So, the one big concern that a lot of people were saying on Twitter and on social media was that Ozai is stiff. He plays really stiff. He plays, in my opinion, if you ever played Street Fighter 5 or you played uh Third Strike, he plays kind of like not command grabby type or the grappler type or something like that, but kind of plays like Q from Third Strike, or kind of plays like G from Street Fighter 5 with some of the movements and all that stuff. The cool thing he has is that he has crazy combos where he could just dash in and do like crazy moves where he can essentially combo off by doing an air dash, do like air, like go like up in the air kind of like Magneto, and do like projectile and throw it down at you at an angle, or he does a nasty grab on you, and he has a thing that he has with his flow meter, that he's able to have a certain amount of flow that flashes orange, I believe, and within that amount, he can use as much flow as he wants, and then once it disappears, it goes back to normal or whatever. Interesting thing though, when he fights hits Zuko according to the Maximilian Dude stream, he does a grab on him, grabs him on the ground, and drains the flow meter from Zuko, like half of it, which is pretty nasty. The one big concern also, and this is to answer everybody's questions, or probably not everybody's, because probably some people know, is he able to crouch? Because legit, the whole time you see him fighting, he's standing most of the time, or he's just jumping, or he's in the air or air dashing. And the answer is yes, he actually does crouch. I don't want to show the image, but he does crouch. Not like a crouch where he's popping a squat. It's like the type of crouch like what a runner does when they sprint. Is like they bend their knees and then they just go at it and go like that, you know? And they go with his attack. So I was happy to see that because I was worried. It's like I was like, does my man crouch? I need to know if he crouches, and he does. So I'm glad about that. And honestly, the characters I want to play boils down to this. I'm gonna go with the Fire Nation squad. It's gonna be for me. Zuko's gonna be my main. Then it's gonna be Ozai, and then it's gonna be Iroh. I'm not gonna play Azula. I'm sorry, guys. I could dabble with Azula and be like really nasty and do like fast tech and all that type of stuff. But I kind of refuse to play Azula because I don't know. I'm just not that type of player. I like to play cool and calculated, like kind of aggro, but with aggression, but not like hyper speed aggression where it gets like too insane. And this is the same guy that plays Yang and Third Strike. Come on. I mean, I'm talking nonsense right now, but my playstyle varies basically. So that's my whole shtick of the final three on the base roster. I know it's that you guys are like, damn, I'm just seeing a guy talk here, and like he just shows one image, but believe me, the words I say are more expressive than just eye candy on the screen, basically. So the other thing I need to discuss is how do I feel about playing Avatar Legends as CEO? Well, put it this way. Right now it is July 22nd as of this segment that I'm recording because the other part earlier where you see me with a different shirt. Um what I have to say is I'm not gonna play the game competitively. Sure, a lot of people are doing it. They're doing something that's fun. And I don't think there's enough time to like for me to really train since I'm playing it on Steam. I don't have a PS5 or I don't have the Xbox to play on it. So I'm playing it on Steam. So when I'm at that event in particular, CEO, I like to like have my training session. So I'll consider this like a a tidbit or like some knowledge I want to spread to you guys. I've been to majors for a while. I'm not a highly competitive player, but I've recently become competitive and I noticed that some people tend to play a certain way that they feel like they don't need to like warm up at the venue that they're at. But for me, I feel good playing in my hotel room and just playing matches with my friends just to warm up a little bit, you know, and then get right into the tournament afterwards and just start playing. So like there's no uncertainties and all that. And anybody could tell you the same thing happens with all the top players. You could name anybody and they do the same thing. They have like first 10, first 20 with somebody in their room and they train, they go do the rounds the day of the tournament or the day before. So when I'm gonna be there, it's gonna be the day before the tournament where it's pretty much empty, where I'm just gonna be doing rounds, and then the day of, like early before I start competing, it's when I start playing. And that's how I feel. As a in terms of Marvel Tokon, maybe I play it. I'm just not interested in the game, to be honest. Um Marvel Tokon is interesting. It's just a tag fighter at this point. I don't know how I feel about that. I really don't. So those are just my thoughts. I mean, I'm not gonna use this index card I have here. It's just like the thing that I have. But that's my stance on Avatar Legends. So look forward to me posting more videos based on Avatar Legends and some other fighting game videos coming up in the future. And maybe I post some more interesting content, which is coming soon, which I don't want to divulge, but I have more things in the works coming along. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you appreciate what you see. And have a good one.